Okay guys, welcome back. Hari ni tu Tanpa Fakta. Sorry, minggu lepas kita tak ada video. Semua orang tengah busy. And aku nak bagi tahu korang, sebelum kita start, tekan butang subscribe tu and share the video. Tekan butang like, komen kat bawah. And also, I hope you guys have fun during your holidays. Kepada semua yang ada holiday hari ni kat KL. Okay. As usual, hari ni bersama aku Dan, and then we have Jim dengan Hanif. Okay, topik hari ni. Apa topik hari ni?
Roti gardenia naik lagi.
Topik hari ni gaji.
Cakap jangan.
Topik hari ni tin kosong gaji melambung. Apa cerita siot? So,
Salah
before,
tu, bukan
Salah.
Salah. Barang melambung, gaji tin kosong.
Okay, barang melambung gaji tin kosong.
Ya.
Terbalik.
Balik dia tu. Gaji tak pernah lambung tu.
Oh, kalau gaji melambung aku happy tu.
Tak apa.
So anyway, before we carry forward dekat episod ni, so let's roll the intro dulu. Okay guys, so cerita hari ni interesting pasal benda ni is a hot topic sekarang ni. Okay, bangunan pencakar langit yang tinggi nak naik, tapi kita punya gaji tak naik-naik lagi bro. Basic salary is still 1,200, 1,100 I think. I tak ingat. And aku rasa dekat luar tu still ramai orang lagi yang basic salary dan their basic salary is that range.
Yes.
So, macam korang, okay, before we go further into the topic, aku nak tanya korang, masa korang first start kerja, berapa gaji korang? I mean bukanlah lepas SPM. I mean after SPM, lepas korang dah betul-betul like,
You mean actual work?
yes, your actual work.
My actual work dengan Tesco tak ingat lah. 700, 800 kot.
Oh,
Mine
okay.
was 900.
Yeah,
basic 900.
700, 800.
Damn. Okay,
Yeah.
I think I'm the one earning most amongst you guys lah kot.
Okay.
Mine is like, I think it was like 1.3 ke 1.4.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wait. Tu tahun bila?
Itu back in 2010, 2009 kot, after SPM, and I start working at that time.
Wish, that was high.
Yeah, it was because like,
Yeah.
okay, sebelum in my defense, sebelum tu aku kerja dekat FOS, which I think my salary was like what, 900 ringgit. And then after that
Okay.
I got into like macam admin punya job because they need some admin punya people under their accounting team, which I hate because I don't like maths. But dia tak ada kira-kira lah. It's just that you have to key in data and whatnot.
Data entry lah.
So this work dekat I was working dengan Unilever that time.
Okay.
So the pay is a bit higher lah, of course, but still it is considered much more higher daripada our basic salary today.
Yes, that's true.
Okay, which is 11, 12. Bagi aku, okay, aku rasa in today's age, in today's time, in today's pricing, okay, gaji 1,200, 1,100 is not relevant anymore.
Betul?
Okay, cost of living is getting higher, that's for sure. Kepada yang gaji 1,100, 1,200, aku tak tahu macam mana diorang survive, because with my salary right now pun sort of like macam struggling juga kan.
Betul lah.
And kau sewa bilik je dekat KL is like what, 300 ringgit, 400 ringgit. Walaupun bilik kecil.
Basically kalau kau boleh dapat lah.
Itu belum lagi yang ada family, yang ada rumah tau. So that is like something, you know, quite difficult for people nowadays lah kan. Tu macam, okay, with that kind of salary, okay, bagi korang lah kan, adakah dia tak cukup pasal orang suka membazir? Ataupun memang betul-betul benda, memang gaji minimum tu tak cukup?
Gaji minimum tu tak cukup actually.
Again, kau kena tengok balik in president dulu, katakan kalau kau dapat 1,200 back in 2010 ataupun early 2000, that will be enough. In context of that particular year ataupun time frame tu. Tapi kalau kau put it 1,001 tentu sekarang macam 2018 up until now is regardless irrelevant, tak relevant enough untuk sekarang lah kalau ikut inflation and everything.
Because okay, macam aku pun when I was working with Unilever dulu, okay, as data entry, I was earning about 1,004 that time. Lepas tolak EPF apa benda semua, lebih kurang aku dapat dalam 1,002 lah kot. Kalau tak silap aku lah. Okay, about that much. Back in 2009, 2010, around that time after SPM tu, it is considered a lot because aku ingat aku tak habis pakai duit tu and aku banyak beli benda merepek. Okay. I mean technically kau baru lepas SPM and then you are holding that huge amount of money kan, so benda yang kau tak pernah dapat kau nak beli kan, so technically you buy a lot of stupid things but still ada balance lagi tau. So that was back during that time. Okay, where kau pergi supermarket and what not, 50 ringgit is considered besar tau. Kau beli macam-macam tu.
Yep.
And sekarang ni 50 ringgit tu, kalau kau beli lunch dah 20 ringgit dah kalau kau order Grab. Tambah dengan pandemik macam ni, orang takut nak keluar and what not, and most people are working in the office. Orang takut nak keluar, dia orang akan order Grab. And the food in Grab ataupun Foodpanda and what not, all these places, it's very expensive. Ada yang okay, dalam app dia tunjuk okay 10 ringgit, tapi bila lepas kau dah place order what not, that thing goes up to 15 ringgit, 16, 17 ringgit, which is considered quite expensive. Tapi tu lah, dengan gaji macam tu, macam mana kau nak survive? Okay, orang adalah orang-orang yang dekat luar tu akan cakap, alah apa susah bro, masak lah kat rumah, dan kau buat pergi kerja. Okay,
nak masak macam mana, like now the price of everything is high. Okay, I love broccoli kan, I like to buy heads of broccoli and then I steam them and eat it, like cheese sauce or anything lah.
Okay,
the head of broccoli should be around 6 to 8 ringgit. Now sekilo is 20 ringgit. Aku macam ni kan, should I eat broccoli now? Oh no. Or should I change?
Healthy eating is not cheap. Damn.
Healthy eating is not cheap. Lepas tu lagi orang cakap, oh kita kena mulakan hidup dengan diet yang sihat and what not. You know, kena amalkan diet yang sihat. But then benda sihat mahal bodoh.
Boleh cakap, adakah wallet anda sihat?
Kalau wallet tak sihat, kita tak boleh nak sihat tu.
That's true.
But then again, macam aku cakap, you know, with that price, barang semua sekarang ni naik. You know, ingat tak dulu ada satu statement yang mengatakan kangkung turun harga. Orang buat lawak tau. Orang buat lawak pasal statement ni. But sekarang korang sendiri nampak tak?
Kangkung tak turun-turun sial.
Kangkung turun harga dulu orang buat lawak. Sekarang makanan, barang basah semua naik. Korang buat lawak kat siapa sekarang ni? I mean, I'm not pro anyone, but still, benda tu semua sekarang ni, dulu korang jadikan isu kangkung, sekarang kau tengok dapat balik balasan dia.
What goes around comes around, man. Itu lah.
But yeah, back to the topic. Jangan lari topik. But yeah, back to the topic. Gaji basic macam tu, aku rasa it's not relevant nowadays because barang naik satu. Lepas tu lagi satu, kalau kau tengok lah, orang yang ada family and diorang tak ada kerja yang orang cakap not to say proper job. It's proper job but not high paying job. Okay?
Yep.
For example, macam cleaners and you know, all those job that involves that kind of range of salary lah kan. Okay. Kau bayangkan katakanlah orang tu kerja as a cleaner, dia earning about 1.2k. Okay, 1,200. And at the same time, diorang ada anak bini, nak kena bagi makan. And if let's say the wife is not working, aku rasa benda tu susah tu, dengan anak lagi nak pergi sekolah. And aku tahu dekat luar tu nanti ada orang akan cakap, kalau kau tahu tak mampu, jangan kahwin bro. Aku tahu ada orang akan cakap, aku tahu ada orang akan bagi statement tu. Okay, the thing is right now, kalau kau nak tengok that way, dulu zaman Jepun apa benda semua dulu, nobody could afford anything. Okay, and that was during war time. Tapi ada je orang kahwin.
Yeah.
And kenapa time tu tak ada pula statement keluar, kalau tak mampu jangan kahwin bro. You know, but yeah, kalau orang tu nak kahwin,
my great grandfather kahwin during like World War II. Anak dia berapa orang? Like 13. I think around 13. I don't see, and all of my grand uncles, okay, they didn't live like in luxury, but still they managed to live and survive.
Yalah.
But yeah, I mean itulah sebab dia. Macam okay, during that period of time, gaji banyak ni is enough for that period of time. Okay?
Yep.
1,100 and 1,200 has been around as a minimum basic salary for a benchmark for all these employees to give. Dah berapa tahun dah, and the inflation of the currency has gone up drastically tau.
Of course.
Especially when kita punya negara is like so called developing. Okay, so inflation lagi lah naik dengan those previous cases which I don't want to mention, okay, because I don't want it has any connection with it. Dengan previous case apa benda semua tu, our currency went down and whatnot, and it became unstable and whatnot. Kita punya barang tends to go up slightly higher and higher. Okay, so adakah masih relevant untuk diorang ni dapat gaji banyak tu, and majikan pula, okay, the employees out there, okay, diorang bayar, they want to pay as minimum as they can, because
That's true.
they want maximum profit. And adakah fair untuk people who is working? Adakah fair for people yang kurang berkemampuan ni, diorang kerja dia butts off, and yang dapat most of the income or the profit is the employee. I mean, of course lah, employee dapat most of the income and whatnot, betul.
Yalah.
But it's not balanced tau. It's like the richer is getting, the rich is getting richer, the poor is getting poorer.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to see, because kenapa it reaches to that gap? Adakah kerajaan kita tak kaji benda ni?
Okay. I think it's not about tak kaji kau tahu. There's ada orang as a company owner, dia akan cakap, why should I give that much of salary for that staff and everything lah, sebab dia orang akan fikir calculate whether they can get profit at the end of the year or something macam tu. Tapi macam cakap lah, that a company should have a corporate responsibility ataupun social responsibility themselves kepada staff-staff dia orang juga lah. Again, for myself yang aku ada, bukan nak cakap ada company or something like that lah, I have to take care of my subordinate atau staff lah. We have to make sure that they have enough, dia yang cukup untuk go through up until end of the month, macam mana sekalipun. Sebab again, kau kena ingat, dia orang tu bekerja untuk kau, they are not your slave.
I mean, if tengok dari segi ni lah, bagi aku tengok dari segi ni, okay, if without them you cannot go anywhere anyway.
Yep, that's true.
Okay, kau start daripada small, yes, you can work alone, You start from small, yes. You can do everything alone. Tapi bila kau dah start grow, your company starts to grow. Without these people, you can't achieve where you are right now. Itu
Yes.
itu
That's
pasal bagi aku, when you know your company is growing bigger, kenapa the basic salary that even though kita ada like kita ada that cap of which minimum salary we should give,
Yep.
kenapa company follow that thing? I mean, kenapa company tamak? You know, even
Yalah.
ada orang increment RM50 je. Aku tahu this
Yeah.
this apa ni, this company yang bagi increment just RM50 je untuk that year. Ada yang company langsung tak ada increment.
Yep.
Okay. And it's bad because diorang yang buat kau kaya kot. Senang cerita macam tu. And aku rasa it's unfair to them. And also masa aku kerja at this one IT company, I don't want to mention which company, okay? The biggest retailer so called in Malaysia. Bagi aku lagi unfair is that your salary is basic. Most of them salary basic, okay? One, two, ada yang 1.3. And masa kau masuk, diorang promise kau allowance, diorang promise kau commission and what not. So at the
Naik
same
bintang
time so kau fikir macam, oh okay, I'm gonna get commission, I'm gonna get allowance, I'm gonna get all this kind of cock and bull, okay? And plus all that, probably I can reach about 1.4k, 1.8k a month. At least it is up a bit lah kan. Diorang punya financial problem. But bila kau dah masuk company tu, what they do is they will look at things that you do wrong. Okay, macam minor stuff. Kau lambat 5 minit, oh potong 30 minit terus. Kau lebih daripada 3 kali, kau takkan dapat commission kau. Kau lambat masuk kerja, walaupun like 5 minutes 10 minutes kau lambat masuk kerja, oh okay, tak apa, kau punya allowance pun kena potong, kau punya commission kena potong. Bagi aku is unfair because benda tu is like, macam mana nak cakap, dia macam give and take tau. Okay, masa aku kerja kat sana, aku boleh cakap dengan kau, aku punya commission banyak gila kena potong, and aku punya allowance pun banyak gila kena potong. It's because kononnya aku lambat like 5 minutes 10 minutes. But diorang tak fikir that there are point in time where aku lambat masuk kerja, but during lunch time aku tak keluar makan, ataupun dinner aku tak keluar makan because aku kejar deadline untuk customer aku.
Okay.
Alright, diorang tak fikir benda tu. And diorang tak fikir yang this worker is the one that is giving them sales tau.
Yalah.
Alright. And kau hilang orang yang boleh kerja dengan kau properly, that gives that could provide you proper work ethics. Macam tu je kau betray diorang, and then bila diorang berhenti, kau rasa kau tak rugi apa. Tapi sedangkan sekarang ni yang aku tengok, they lose a lot. And diorang cuma cover that with their ego, saying, oh okay, it's fine, you are replaceable, disposable, kita boleh tukar kau dengan orang lain. Padahal
that's true lah.
Kau tukar dengan
company
orang,
fikir macam tu.
yelah, kau tukar dengan orang yang tak ada quality, ataupun dengan people who doesn't know what to do and how to do their work, their job. And aku agak rasa macam it's unfair in the system lah. Itu je. And yeah, that base salary is bullshit to me.
Sebab the problem with minimum salary is minimum wages ni, dia dah set way back when zaman back inflation is not really much of an issue. Tapi kenapa dia orang tak revise benda ni every yearly and saying that okay, katakan dulu roti gajinya harga RM1.50, gaji must match orang mampu beli tak that particular loaf of bread. Sekarang roti dah harga lain. Whether that gaji tu match orang biasa, regular people to buy that bread. Kalau kau dengan gaji kau pun tak mampu nak beli roti, then what's the point in having a minimum wage? Bagi aku lah.
It's not balance lah bagi aku, itu je.
Memang tak pernah balance sebab basically minimum wage ni is for the employee to protect themselves for the sake of profit.
Yep.
It's not about you investing in your staff ataupun your punya workforce. Sebab without the workforce, there's no money coming in.
Yep.
Yeah.
So sekarang ni the problem is, okay, minimum wage is set by the government, right?
Yes.
Okay, that is
So
part
called
of,
to protect the pekerja lah, but
so yang tu kira gaji kau dibayar dengan harga lantai.
yes,
Right.
for floor price lah.
Okay. But sekarang ni, kalau katakanlah government dah set that amount of minimum wage,
Yeah.
okay, that is the cap of how low it can go.
Yes.
Don't this employee rasa it is their responsibility to balance the wage and the cost of living?
You mean the corporate people?
Yeah, the corporate people.
Tak lah tu. They don't give a shit.
I mean, okay. Think rationally lah. I mean, okay. Ada orang yang start business because mak bapak diorang kaya, bagi diorang modal untuk start business. Yes, they don't know how it is to be, poor, ataupun they don't know how difficult it is
Yep.
to be to not have enough money every month. Okay, but to those people yang doesn't have those privilege, they start from the bottom and then they build their way up, okay, to reach where they are right now, millionaires, probably billionaires, who knows. But the minimum wage that they set is like macam tak ada peri kemanusiaan tu. Pasal tak apa lah, lantak dia orang lah, aku janji aku buat duit.
Yeah.
I mean, come on man, think about it that way. Kalau katakan put yourself in their shoes, letak diri korang dalam kasut diorang, cuba korang hidup with that 1.1k, 1.2k every month and see whether you can survive or not. Tolak tepi korang yang loan apa benda semua, just live in their shoes,
Yep.
tanpa loan, tanpa apa, have that salary. You only need to look for a place to stay, and you have to pay your bills like your phone bills or your house rent and whatnot.
Yep.
Probably these people should try to do it like for a month or two and see whether they can survive or not. Itu je sebenarnya. Kalau rasa
undercover bosses.
exactly, rasa bagi diorang jangan besar kepala sangat. And as for this government officials yang cakap gaji 1,200 cukup, tapi untuk orang kita tak cukup pasal kita banyak berjoli. Diorang pernah ambil tahu tak the rent of houses and rooms berapa? Expenditure for those are the most that is coming out of your pocket every month tau.
Betul?
Okay, so katakan orang tu gaji 1,200, alright, and rent for a room, let's say dia bujang lah, kita ambil worst case scenario, kita ambil common scenario which most people yang earn this amount is bujang. Okay, diorang katakan dia bujang, he's earning about 1.2k. Dia sewa bilik kecil dekat KL, which is about 300. Now dia tinggal 1,200 lepas CPF, so benda semua, probably you get about what, 1.1k.
Yep, pretty much.
So okay, dengan that 1.1k, alright, tolak 300, you have 800 left. Okay, 800 tolak duit motor RM260, RM250, kau ada berapa je tinggal? Duit makan, duit minyak, bil api, bil air.
Yeah.
Lepas tu kau punya, okay, katakan dia tak pakai bil, dia tak ada internet dekat rumah, dia pakai top up, RM30 minimum confirm. Itu belum lagi jenis yang dia kena call customer, dia kena apa benda semua. Belum lagi nak kena bayar insurance, belum lagi nak kena ada savings. Aku tak rasa benda tu cukup loh.
Aku tak rasa dia ada savings kot. Aku ni after all that dia.
Aku tak rasa ada savings.
RM2-3 lah kot.
Because it's not easy to have savings when your gaji is 1.2k. Itu 1.2k. And lepas tolak EPF so you get 1.1k. To those yang dapat gaji 1.1k tolak EPF so your salary is about 900 plus.
Yep.
Macam mana kau nak survive though? Do these people does all these people yang so called in the chair, in the important chair, you know, in pentadbiran ni, diorang fikir ke tak betapa susahnya benda ni?
If they do, hidup dia tak macam ni tau.
It's like macam diorang cuma main lepas je cakap, oh orang kita mampu pasal, you know, orang suka berjoli, ada orang dah pakai iPhone apa benda semua. Kau tengok most common people yang ada kat dalam Malaysia ni yang pakai all those gadgets and what not, they are middle class. They are not earning 1.2 to 1.1k. Kau jangan fokus kat sana. Kau fokus dekat orang yang golongan bawahan ni.
The who in the right mind yang gaji dah 1.2 tiba-tiba nak pergi beli iPhone.
I mean
That
that will be discussed on another topic. Pasal ada orang yang jenis biar apa-apa
Yang-
asal bergaya.
Oh, okay.
Alright, ada jenis yang macam tu. Ada yang jenis kau gaji 800 tapi kau punya cita-cita nak pakai iPhone 13 Pro Max XL apa benda semua.
Jadi hidup hutang.
Bayar 8 kali.
Bagus lah kalau ada 8 kali. Tak ada tu. Kalau boleh drag 3 tahun, dia nak drag 3 tahun dah bayar.
Kita tahu siapa gila.
But yeah, that is for another topic. But kalau kita tengok most people lah yang gaji macam ni is mostly orang yang they are just trying so hard day by day, you know, raking at the bottom of the bottle just untuk bagi anak beranak dia makan, untuk bayar whatever bills yang ada. Ada orang yang, you know, sanggup sewa one small room which is about 300-400 ringgit untuk the whole family tau. Maknanya dia dengan anak dia, dengan wife dia, ataupun dengan husband dia, just to stay in that place. And it's sad. Lepas tu nanti ada juga orang akan cakap, oh kau dah tahu gaji laki kau kecil, kenapa bini kau tak kerja? Okay, take it this way. Kalau bini kau kerja pun, alright, laki kau kerja pun, both have minimum wage which is accumulated about, let's say
2,000 plus.
Alright. And masa tu kau cakap, oh okay, that means boleh lah ada rumah yang besar sikit. Okay, kau sewa flat about 600-700 ringgit. It's already 1.3k. Okay, lepas tu 1.3k mesti kau kena pakai kereta pasal kau dah ada anak. Takkan kau nak sumbang anak kau kat atas motor, 3 orang naik motor.
Ya.
Alright, tolak 400. Kau ada tinggal berapa tu?
700.
Bil api, bil air,
Ya.
phone,
Kalau anak sekolah lagi.
belanja anak sekolah. Lepas tu belum lagi masuk nanti kau kena simpan duit untuk bayar road tax, insurance, kereta punya maintenance, minyak. So come on man.
But then it goes back to square one.
Yalah.
Itu je cakap, pusing-pusing benda tu balik kat sana juga. It doesn't matter tau. It doesn't matter. Sekarang ni macam mana our government officials boleh cakap gaji 1,200 cukup?
Because they don't know, they don't check. Macam like okay, the highest like if you are government and then your rank is high, gaji you is basically 20-30k per month, and then your expenses are covered. Minyak is free, and
Yes.
then rumah yearly you get expenses to renovate your house, and then your electricity is covered, and then you have airfare to travel overseas. Semua tu is all covered by the government. So mereka tak kisah lah, mereka don't care. They don't know what these kind of things.
That is the reason why they don't deserve to be in that seat.
Yalah.
Okay, bagi aku as a government officials, It doesn't matter kau menteri ke ataupun kau bukan menteri ke, it is always the people first. Kau fokus mostly on the people first. Okay, daripada kau sibuk, oh aku nak pergi Paris untuk buat research,
hantar anak aku pergi sekolah.
aku nak pergi Turkey untuk buat research untuk kita punya projek dekat Malaysia. Daripada korang pergi dekat sana buat research, baik kau duduk kat Malaysia buat research pasal kita punya people yang susah ni. You know? Itu belum lagi orang yang tak ada qualification, tak boleh kerja properly, and they do odd jobs. You know? Kutip benda kat sana sini, ataupun you know, just go around and paint houses. Satu hari kau dapat RM50, RM60. You know, benda macam tu. Bila ada job, tak ada job, tak ada job. And siapa kau nak blame? Kau nak cakap, oh, siapa suruh kau tak nak belajar dulu masa kau kecil? Is that how it is going to be? Pasal orang tu tak belajar masa dia kecil, he doesn't deserve to have money, or he doesn't have to live comfortably. Adakah benda macam tu? Tak, aku rasa tak kot. Because bagi aku, orang yang buat all this statement, aku rasa diorang kena duduk in this kind of people punya shoe tau. You know, and it is so funny, statement yang diorang bagi ni macam tak ada otak, sedangkan diorang punya position is like so high up.
Diorang tak pernah keep in touch with the people and grassroots rasa aku.
I guess
Diorang cuma akan jumpa orang-orang ni bila dekat election sel.
tahu tak apa.
Which is true.
That I can't deny lah.
Itu kau akan nampak bila all of the freaking orang yang kita so called elect yang ni cakap, okay pakcik tak cukup duit, pakcik kasihan, what do you need?
Yes, what do you need?
Time frame tu je.
Kita akan bayar korang datang untuk mengundi sekali.
Tapi bagi cakap lah, that's when you cakap you really prihatin or what shit. Tapi bila after that things go back to square one, problem still akan. Bila kau bercakap benda ni pasal kat parlimen, again, this bunch of bullshit yang kau cakap. Kau not really see ataupun say whatever yang orang regular people and orang yang bekerja 2 or 3 jobs yang again saying that we don't have enough because of the cost of living too high.
Betul. I agree with that. Because macam it's ridiculous that barang semua naik harga tu. Like sekarang ni kau tengok harga barang melambung-lambung macam mana.
Harga barang, kalau yang benda yang expensive aku understand. Again, this is
necessities tu.
Again, things you need to eat, man.
Apa ni, fresh produce, everything is up.
Tahu tak apa.
Lepas ni government nak suruh kita buat apa? Ternak ayam sendiri.
Kalau boleh aku dah buat lah, tapi aku dah buat aman.
Ternak ayam sendiri, pergi pancing ikan dekat Sungai Kelang ke KL tu ke? Apa lagi yang kita nak kena buat? Dapat gaji, tapi benda tu semua kita kena buat. It's like macam tak tahu lah macam aku nak cakap tu. It's like so ridiculously stupid.
The problem is bila kau nak buat
let's say government give the idea to you need to run your own chickens, and tu pun makan cost because you need to buy the babies first and then you
buy the chicken.
and then the dog is not cheap also, but they give the animal feed and then nak tunggu besar and then nak makan pula.
Tahu tak apa? Itu belum lagi yang jenis nak makan nasi tapi tak mampu nak beli beras, kau kena tanam padi sendiri tu. Itu berapa lama nak tunggu sial?
Tapi dekat KL aku tanam kat mana sial? Payung mana?
Tak, kau tanam kat jamban kau kot. Hydroponik.
Wih, kalau tanam sayur lah jabat, aku tak optimal, aku tak makan lah. I won't eat anything in your house.
Man, orang akan cakap benda tu organic sial. Who give you shit?
I mean, most of the organic punya budget is manure, man. So kau tak ada lari tu. But macam aku cakap, sekarang ni kau boleh cakap 1,200 cukup. Tak cukup pasal orang kita kuat berjoli. Okay, fine.
Tak, Jolly apa sebenarnya? What dia punya definition of Jolly? What that dude said? What is Jolly? Kalau engkau isi minyak motor pergi kerja, that's considered as Jolly. Fuck you, man. Tak tahu apa tu. Again, kau naik LRT, kau bayar Tashenggo and everything. Again, kalau that's considered as 1,200 inclusive of that so-called Jolly, it's fucked up.
Even LRT and MRT punya price nowadays is so expensive tau.
Ya, lagi paksa orang naik public transportation.
Exactly. Macam aku ingat tau, masa aku sekolah rendah dulu, okay, daripada Bangsa LRT to Gombak LRT, I think is about what? 4 ringgit? 5 ringgit?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I think now it's like much more expensive than that.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous because tiba-tiba naik benda macam tu. Okay, kau nak cakap dia naik pasal harga elektrik naik lah, apa benda semua. Gaji bila nak naik, bye.
Ya, betul lah.
Kan? It's like benda tu stagnan dekat sana for years. Benda lain semua naik. Yang tu je kat sana. Even menara baru ni pun nak naik. Okay? Which is like how many billions of dollars. Which is ridiculous. Pasal patutnya duit tu kau spend untuk naikkan taraf kehidupan rakyat kau, bukan
buat public
naikkan
housing.
bangunan tinggi gila babi tu.
Yeah.
Kau nak naikkan bangunan
it's
tinggi.
like it's going to be like KLCC, like most of the floors are going to be abandoned. Jadi macam tempat hantu je lah.
Itulah. I mean, orang nak buat menara tinggi, kau pun nak buat menara tinggi. Orang nak buat stadium besar gila pun kau nak buat stadium besar gila. Tapi the quality that the thing that you're gonna put inside there, kau tak tahu apa. You just expect that probably investor is gonna come and open the office over there. But
Tak, basically they should put a transparency, cakap okay, dekat Citizen, okay, we're going to build the shit, menara ni, okay, the return on investment macam ni. Tapi basically just build the thing shit first and fikir, okay, siapa yang duduk atas ni?
yeah, exactly.
Kau cakap, apa yang kita dapat as a taxpayers, again, I'm paying tax, kau buat those tinggi-tinggi tu, what is return on investment back to the country?
Betul?
That's the question. So, apa yang kita dapat back? As a taxpayer, again, I'm paying tax. Kalau fikir balik,
It's true.
what you gonna get? Apa yang kau dapat balik?
Malaysia mempunyai menara paling tinggi nombor 2 di dunia.
That's it.
That's it lah.
Kau bayar tax tiap tahun and then get a stupid t-shirt saying that we have second tallest thing in the world. Okay.
Well, people say size does matters though.
That's true. Dead theory. Okay.
I mean, like, aku tak tahu macam mana nak elaborate on this anymore. And it's tak tahu, aku tak tahu apa nak cakap lagi. Aku kesian dekat orang yang less privilege. You know, especially those yang dapat that kind of salary and anak diorang pandai-pandai and diorang tak ada opportunity to send their kids overseas to learn, ataupun diorang tak ada opportunity to send their kids to a proper university or college to study. Yes, kita ada MARA, kita ada PTPTN and what not, correct. Tapi don't you think that bila diorang dah habis study, okay, diorang keluar kerja yang diorang dapat, the gaji is just
it's not as what you had struggled.
yeah.
The circle never end. Circle tu akan jadi macam tu juga.
Yalah. Itu pasal cakap. And this company pula jenis yang macam, we want 5 years experience, but fresh grads are encouraged to apply. It doesn't make sense, bro. It's oxymoron. Wait, is oxymoron the right word?
Most probably, or J Bezos syndrome.
Bezos syndrome. I mean, it's ridiculous. Macam mana orang tu nak dapat experience bila kau tak nak employ dia?
Itu always baffle my mind. Macam cakap, okay, you looking for a job, fresh grad. tapi with a 10 years or 5 years punya experience. Kan macam you can't really understand where you can get that 5 or 10 years experience tapi walaupun kau baru keluar daripada university.
That means you need to start working while you're studying.
Itu lah.
Well, that's what I did. And
Yep.
aku rasa no. It doesn't work that way though.
Memang
Orang you know, aku pernah tau pergi interview. Okay, and I showed my resume. Then you know this interviewer, this HR asked me, how are you working and studying at the same time? And I'm like, I'm baffled because like, kenapa kau tak boleh kerja sambil kau belajar tu? I mean, your class is not every day.
Yeah, that's true.
Even if it's every day, after class kau pergi kerja. So, apa lagi yang memeningkan kepala kau orang-orang HR di luar sana ya. And then mind you that there is a thing called PJJ tau.
Yeah, that's true.
Where you work and study at the same time.
Yep.
So, apa yang memeningkan kepala kau? But yeah. So, it doesn't matter kau PhD ke, kau masters ke, kau degree ke, diploma ke, if you don't have the so-called experience, okay, you will go back to the basic salary. Kau belajarlah tinggi macam mana, you will go back to the basic salary, which is ridiculous to me because you have spent years and years studying all these things and cramp it in your brain to get where you are, and you've been spending lots of money untuk dapatkan all those certificate. Bila kau keluar, gaji kau banyak tu je. Bagi aku kesian lah. Kesian dekat diorang. And of course this corporate companies ataupun this company outside, they just don't care because diorang nak buat profit, 100% profit. Kalau boleh diorang nak buat 100% profit. Kalau dia tak nak bayar kau, kalau if can they don't want to pay you, diorang tak nak bayar gaji pun, dia bagi kau makan je cukup. if can, they would like to do that, they would love to do that. And kalau dah corporate macam tu, right, siapa yang protect these people? Aku tak nampak that these workers are being protected in the sense that, you know, dia sepatutnya dibayar dengan gaji yang setimpal. Aku tak nampak ya, kau nak cakap US tak buat macam tu, ni tak buat macam tu. Yeah, sure, US semua tak buat macam tu, benda semua. It's not about the government dekat luar negara ke apa benda yang buat benda tu. The thing is right now, kenapa tak kita sendiri yang start benda ni, protect our people from being used? Kenapa tak kita start our people daripada digunakan oleh company-company besar macam ni? They are making millions and tens of millions, hundreds of millions every year. Okay, dengan bangganya diorang announce, kita keuntungan kita 500 juta tahun ni, bla bla bla. Kau pergi tanya cleaner ni berapa basic salary.
Itulah. Again, sebab golongan-golongan pemodal dan golongan kapitalis ni dibela oleh orang-orang politik. Orang politik punya side hustle ialah melepak dengan orang-orang corporate ni. So again, bila orang yang buat policy melepak dengan orang-orang corporate, so the policy doesn't work anymore. So yeah, again, we have labor law, tapi whether that law protect the labourer, that's a different case.
Well, to be honest speaking, I do have few of my friends that goes to this labor law, labor punya apa benda tu. And because you know, they have been lied to, they have been manipulated to in terms of their salary and whatnot. Diorang pergi buat report, and what this labor punya apa ni buat is like, benda tu mati macam tu je lah, tak ada
KIB forever.
Yeah, KIB forever. And kita tak cukup proof lah nak buktikan benda ni, ataupun you don't have enough proof to say this and that. And berapa banyak kali kita nampak in court majikan yang kena saman pasal bersalah dekat pekerja. Tak ada.
Yep.
Aku rasa during my whole entire life aku tak pernah nampak majikan kena saman pasal dia bersalah kat pekerja dia. No, I've never heard that story before kat dalam Malaysia. Not once. Honestly speaking, aku tak tahulah kalau aku terlepas ke, ada cerita yang aku tak tahu ke, I have no idea. Okay? But
Yup.
itu yang dari my point of view aku tak pernah nampak benda tu. But kalau korang suka bandingkan Malaysia dengan luar negara, saying that US macam ni, UK macam ni, bla bla bla. Diorang ada case where the employee kena saman. Diorang ada case where the employee terpaksa bayar towards the
Condition lah.
and all those kind of thing, you know. Itu yang bagi aku unfair lah in that sense. Pekerja kita tak dijaga sebetul-betulnya.
That's true.
Right, okay, and then they want to compare macam, okay, US pun have this issue, UK pun have this issue, but they need to know the minimum wage in US and UK are much higher dengan Malaysia tu lah. Because okay,
Yup.
US they pun tak kira minimum wage yang kita per month, they pun kira hourly wage kan.
Yep.
I think the hourly wage is around what, $17 to $20 per hour.
Yep. Same goes to Canada and whatnot. I think masa aku tengah
20
survey
plus lah, I think.
job in Canada, this was way back lah. Aku ada search job in Canada, in any every other countries outside. Okay. In Canada, if I'm not mistaken, PC technician, walaupun kerja kau pasang PC, repair PC, an hour, if I'm not mistaken, it was like what, 24 Canadian dollars? That is an hour tau.
That hour tu, okay, if you tak convert, still it's banyak tau, 25.
I mean, don't convert because you are living in Canada, not in Malaysia. So
Yeah, that's true.
the cost
No,
of living dekat Canada, 20 to $24 an hour, Canadian dollars, for that cost of living is considered, not to say rich, but comfortable,
Decent lah.
decent. Yes. Macam kat
Even
sini.
you compare like dollar, macam RM1 is equals to $1 kan. Like RM25 per hour kerja, it's like, and then you times by 8, you're it's already like what, 180, almost RM200 per day.
Yep.
Betul. But of
Better
course,
lah.
bila kau kerja in that kind of sector with that pay, you don't get 8 hours straight lah.
Yalah.
Probably you get 5 hours, 6 hours, but still it's considered lebih daripada apa yang kita buat,
Yeah, true.
you know. But those yang ada 8 hours work hours, mungkin dia punya gaji is a bit lower, which is about what? Itu pun consider high, $15, $17.
I think the keyword here is a decent wages for a decent living lah.
Yep.
Basically.
Yep,
Yeah.
betul.
It's not saying like kalau gaji kau besar kau nak jadi kaya ke apa, what
No,
not. That's a bit, basically a decent wage for a decent life lah. Basically the people can start living.
Ya. Aku
Itu
rasa our minimum salary lah. Our minimum salary should be about 18 or 19.
Yep, that's true. In the current situation should be that.
18,
Sebenarnya.
19 or 2k. Pasal kalau tak ada susah bhai. Susah gila tu untuk orang survive. Especially those people yang tak ada savings. Jangan cakap dengan aku because kau tak ada duit, you don't deserve happiness to go holidays. You don't deserve happiness to spend on whatever you like to spend on. Macam contoh, kau suka collect something. Jangan cakap dengan aku because you don't have the money, kau tak boleh collect those kind of thing. Jangan cakap dengan aku
Betul tu.
you don't have privilege to have your own hobby, your own interest just because kau tak ada duit. Don't say that. Because
Yes.
we are human, man. We are not built to work 24/7. We are not built to work and work and work. And at the end of the day, we balik rumah, tidur, besok pagi bangun, kerja again. We are not built to do that. Kalau orang yang berduit ni rasa that they deserve to have holidays, orang yang tak berduit pun rasa benda yang sama tu.
Betul.
And yeah, itu pasal macam aku still tak boleh brain how this higher ranking officers up there think.
Dia macam Hanif said just now lah kan, because the policy makers, they mingle around with the capitalists,
You know,
and then the policy doesn't work lah. Dia jadi
Sebab-
redundant.
somebody have to protect somebody punya interest.
Hmm.
So the policy maker is protecting the corporate world punya interest because of the side hustle that the politician got. Aku tak nak cakap something lah. Aku bagi tahu dia orang punya side hustle lah anyway.
Technically is sort of like macam rasuah juga.
No, we don't call it that, man. We call it side hustle.
No, I mean, I don't give a damn about your side hustle or whatsoever. When you're in the government, you're supposed to avoid all those kind of things. And
Sepatutnya.
if you're involved in those kind of things, you're just shitty officers.
Yep.
That's it. Pasal, I'm not afraid to say that because it's supposed to be that way. It's supposed to be, bila kau government official, you're supposed to think about the people, not about your pockets. How deep it can go. You know?
Yeah, that's true lah.
And it's disappointing. It's disgusting to see all this kind of thing.
Tapi nak macam mana? It is what it is, man. Sekarang memang macam tu.
Yeah. So aku tak tahu lah. I mean like nowadays pun aku tengok pun macam no matter who you cross, it's the same shit over and over again.
Yeah, that's true.
Tak kisah. So aku nak cakap this side is good, this side is good. I don't think so. Everybody have their own words. Everybody can promise you whatever they want to promise. At the end of the day, look what happened now. You know?
It's just two sides of the same coin.
Yep.
Betul lah.
It's just the same cycle again. As long macam mana kau pergi pun pusing-pusing muka sama balik kat that chair.
Yeah.
It's a stupid thing where aku pakai ni, this is good. Lepas tu kau tengok nanti dia punya cabinet semua benda semua muka sama balik. Kau pergi kat sana muka sama balik. Alah. It's the same face over and over again.
No changes.
That is the reason why I think macam American government is good is because that everyone has the limit of where they should, how long they can be in that seat. Tau, lepas daripada
That's
tu
why
tak boleh lagi dah.
They need to have terms. That's the only thing.
This is ridiculous though. But anyway, kita dah berborak berapa lama dah ni?
About an hour, I guess, 45 minutes.
Yep, about an hour. So aku rasa I don't have anything to elaborate anymore because benda ni semua aku rasa it's straightforward lah. It's straightforward and I think the people nowadays kat luar tu pun memang is very agitated in this kind of thing and dah memang on the edge yang mana
Tunggu masa je.
diorang pun macam bengang gila because whatever policies, whatever stuff that is happening right now is ridiculous. So before we end this video, Hanif, you have anything to say?
First of all, corporate responsibility kena ada. As a business owner, again, you should think about whoever handle your business. It doesn't mean that macam board directors ke tak. Whoever handle your business is people in people who works for you. That is the people who handle your business. You should ingat, at the end of the day, kalau orang ni tak ada orang jaga floor, tak ada orang buat cash out at night or something, jaga barang, even talk to the freaking customer. Kalau tak ada orang-orang ni, again, there's no money for you, man.
Tak ada orang nak clean toilet kau, tak ada orang nak buat kopi dengan teh kau
That's true. Yeah. Second, orang minta gaji tu, it's not about being rich or something. Just to get the decent living.
Yeah.
Itu je.
True.
That's it.
They just want to live comfortably. They just
Yes,
want to
a
live
decent
comfortably and happy, you know?
Tak semua nak jadi macam crazy rich Asian kan.
I mean,
But
if
I
I could,
wish so.
if I could, I would.
I would do.
Jim, you have anything to say before we end this?
Yeah, I agree to Hanif. You know, like if you, it's not if you, for corporate, you need to have the social responsibility to know that okay, the government give you the floor price. It doesn't mean that you need to betul-betul pukul rapat. Okay, I will give
Betul lah.
the best price, the lowest price for you to
It's
work.
the best price.
Like you need to know that the best price is just the government is just giving you a guideline. Okay, this is the lowest you can go, but you need to consider the current state of economy, you know, inflation and everything, so that you give the salary that's adequate for them to live comfortably.
Okay.
Yeah.
My last words are kepada employer kat luar sana tu, just put yourself in their shoes. Okay? Think about it. Kalau korang rasa macam whatever you are paying them is enough, try living that kind of amount every month and see whether you can survive or not.
Yep.
Lepas tu lagi satu, it doesn't mean, betul lah macam Hanif and Jim cakap, kalau government dah bagi dah, you know, that floor price of minimum salary, okay, 1211, if I'm not mistaken lah, either one of it, I can't remember which one. Dah ada that floor, that minimum, betul-betul minimum. It doesn't mean that is the salary that you guys should pay.
Yep.
That is just a guideline. And berhati perut sikit lah. Okay, tak semua orang senang. And with the economy nowadays, semua orang susah. Yeah, I know. The COVID ni dah melanda berapa tahun, and even, you know, some certain business are suffering and whatnot. Yes, I know. But still, you as a business owner, kau still boleh bayar kau punya loan kereta, kau still boleh bayar kau punya macam-macam lah, kau still boleh pergi holiday and whatnot.
Yep.
That means you have the money, you have the privilege. Okay, why not you cut down a bit on that and just give to your employees? Tanpa mereka, korang takkan sampai kat mana korang ada sekarang ni tau. And kau bayangkan how hard they work for you, and that's what you are giving them. Yeah, kau boleh argue that, oh, every year ada increment, tapi kau fikir balik, berapa banyak increment yang kau bagi? Kalau increment kau 2-300, yes, maybe every year 2-300, understandable, kau boleh argue with that. But tapi kalau increment kau setakat RM50, RM100 every year, think about it again lah. Tak semua orang deserve that. And another one more thing is, kepada business owner yang betul-betul think about their employees, that pays decent wage, aku really
Hats off to them.
hats off to you. Aku really respect you by doing so. Also, I know during the COVID time ada business that is suffering, ada business yang dah nak tutup because, you know, it has been affecting you guys, and you guys can't afford to pay like really high wage. I understand, I faham, but as time goes on, okay, ingat orang-orang yang kerja dengan kau with that minimum wage from the start, bila kau dah start susah tu, and when you are stable, repay them back with whatever they deserve. And janganlah kau gunakan that, you know, minimum wage as a base where kau akan bayar gaji towards your new employee yang akan datang. Try to increase it a bit or whatsoever. You know, orang cakap tangan yang memberi tu lebih mulia daripada tangan yang menerima tau. Ambil kau. But yeah, aku rasa there's not much for me to say anymore, because kita orang ada, I mean, you guys as a business owner, as a board of directors, ataupun, you know, all those huge people, huge name in the company, you guys should have common sense
Yep.
on what it's supposed to be lah.
Mhm.
Okay, takkan korang makan besar gila and then the people who make you rich supposed to makan as minimum as they can. That is
Yep.
very unfair. Make it balanced, make it good enough for them to actually katakanlah kau nak bayar minimum wage pun. Alright. I'd be happy if kalau kau tambah house allowance ataupun food allowance, education allowance untuk them, that benefit, then it's fine. I understand. Kalau kau nak pay minimum wage, it's good because ada that kind of allowance for you to give them, for them to compensate with their minimum wage.
Yep.
Plus remember, your company lari daripada tax kalau kau buat macam tu. But yeah, so I think that's all for tonight. That's all for today. Have fun.
Yep.
Jangan lupa subscribe.
Yes.
Jangan lupa tekan butang like. Jangan lupa komen kat bawah apa yang korang fikir, apa yang korang rasa. I mean, this video kita orang just push out everything that we feel. Kalau korang nak kecam, we don't care. Because benda ni important Aku tahu yang akan kecam kat bawah tu those business owner yang kedekut nak bayar dekat kerja.
Yes.
And those business owner yang bagi banyak gila alasan kenapa banyak gila gaji yang kena potong. Aku tahu there are business owners out there yang kau lambat 5 minit potong 30 minit punya gaji. Aku tahu ada banyak. Cuma aku tak nak sebut lah siapa. Aku tak nak sebut which company and what not. Aku tahu ada. But put yourself in their shoes. Yeah. So that's all for today. Jangan lupa subscribe macam aku cakap tadi. Also, kalau korang rasa you want to support us in terms of financially and what not, donate to us dekat Buy Me Coffee. Aku tinggalkan link kat bawah nanti.
Yep.
Follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook. Semua link kat bawah nanti. And if you want to suggest anything that we should discuss atau apa benda, kau boleh komen kat bawah, kau boleh hantar email. Ada email kat bawah nanti aku akan letak juga.
Ataupun jumpa saya. No.
No, don't come and look for me, man.
Not me to. I create more problems.
I have enough problem to think about. But anyway, I'll just leave it here. We all just leave it here and we'll see you guys next week. Oh, jangan lupa. Next week most probably we have special guests coming over.
Yes. Mungkin.
Mungkin.
Oh yeah.
Johnny Depp.
Hopefully.
Johnny Depp. Damn.
Kenapa tak emang macam terus ya? But anyway, so see you guys next week. Thank you for watching. Good night.